Today, we're going to talk about one of my favorite pieces that we've had in the auction in quite a while. It's just an incredibly unique item, something that we don't see even here at Rock Island Auction very often. This is a triple-barreled, custom-made, triple rifle. Not a double rifle, it's a triple rifle. This was made by Carl Hauptmann, a very, very high-end custom maker out of Austria, very well known for these high-end unique pieces like this, and this is one of the best that I've ever seen them produce. The whole theme to this piece is the 7 deadly sins from the Bible. Here you can see I've got what appears to be a gigantic Latin style Bible. This is actually the gun case for this amazing piece. It's just everything was done around that 7 deadly sins. And again, just no expense, no time was spared in producing this item right here. So let's get into the triple rifle itself. Again, we talk about the details within this rifle. The front trigger here actually acts as a set trigger for the center barrel, while the back trigger will act as a set trigger for the outside barrels. Again, the mechanics of that are incredibly complicated, I can imagine. But again, no expense was spared in the manufacturing of this triple rifle. Now, the engraving is themed on some Renaissance era portrayals of the 7 deadly sins. So as we get into it, you're going to see some fantastical creatures involved in the different 7 deadly sins throughout the action, and just again, the detail within this engraving is absolutely incredible. So let's just take a look. I'm not going to go through each particular scene within it, but you can see they're just mixed throughout the action. Again, all these different fantastical creatures engaging in the 7 deadly sins throughout the right lock plate, here on the bottom as well. And then also on the left side, but even surrounding those scenes, you can see just the entire action is covered with these different creatures and also just different designs. Again, bringing you back to that Renaissance era, some of the famous Renaissance paintings that you would see from that time. Very, very dark subject matter. And again, you got it here on the tang. Even the top lever is pierced on it. Even as we go to the scope rings, those are entirely engraved, again, with some of those same themes that you see throughout the gun. Just an absolutely incredible piece of work. Once again, at no expense, no time was spared on the manufacturing of this gun. And that is exactly what they intended to do when they started this project. There was no timeline, there was no expense. They were just going to make this gun as best as they could, and then the price would set itself when it was all said and done. So again, just the manufacturing process to make a triple rifle, obviously double rifles, getting both barrels fitted together, getting them to point in the same direction, shoot in the same direction. Now you've added a third barrel, and then you've got to make completely new mechanisms for this, completely new ways to put those together, which they have obviously done perfectly. Now, we've gone into the details of the engraving, but the details of the gun itself, it's chambered in 8x57. Again, 3 barrels of 8x57, a great large caliber chambering for a triple rifle like this. The engraving itself was done by a master engraver in Austria known as Gregor Stuner, who recently passed. Once again, the engraving, as you can see, is very detailed, very, very deep relief engraving. Only could be completed by a master engraver such as himself. With a piece like this, obviously you've got a custom stock wood, very, very beautiful grain throughout the piece. Just everything. As I say, I can't say this enough. No time, no expense was spared on manufacturing this piece. So now, We talked about the Bible. As we said, it's actually the gun case. Just an incredible addition to this item. Just again, the detail within it. When you look at it, it looks like an old Latin Bible. It's been aged. You've got the brass corners. As here we can see, we've got the gold gilt on the top with Carl Hopman's name on it. Here you can see even the outside edge appears to be pages of old paper. The paper was handmade, hand aged to look like an old Bible, and then stacked on here to create the outside layer of the Bible, of the case. So here, as you see, we open it. It fits in the entire gun. This beautiful red interior. Of course, the red is going to signify the devil or hell, going along with that seven deadly sins theme. Here we have the gold gilt Carl Hopman trade label. Even here, when we talk about the detail of this piece, you can see we've got a leather sling to go along with it. Appears to be alligator or crocodile leather. Again, just kind of matches a lot of these fantastical creatures that are on the engraving. Again, just no detail was spared in the manufacturing of this set. As I said earlier, this is one of my favorite pieces that we have in this auction that we've had for quite a while. As anybody that's followed Rock Island Auction, you know we get some of the best guns in the world, some incredibly unique, one-of-a-kind type guns, and this is one of those. This is different than anything that I've seen come through our doors, and this is just one of the many fantastic items we have coming up in our May premiere sale. That sale is going to be happening on May 2nd, 3rd, and 4th with the full day preview on May 1st at our Bedford, Texas facility. We can't encourage you enough to come down and take a look at this gun and all the other beautiful guns we're going to have coming up in that auction. Once again, May 2nd, 3rd, and 4th with a full day preview on May 1st.